Howdy doody. It is Sunday, March 24th, 2:30 a.m. This is week 12. It is nighttime and this is late. I've been prioritizing sleep the last couple days. I had a day where I stayed up kind of late because I took a toke and there was some complications with is it complications? Yeah, there was kind of like a surprise that occurred with arbitration and whatnot. So I had to it kind of threw me off a little bit, but I handled that. And it kind of was one of those nights where I get high and then stay up a little bit late, go on a few walks, that whole thing that was happening for a hot minute every single day. It happened like once or twice this week as a result of some just a high stress kind of surprise from arbitration. So everything's going well. I have stayed with the program. I haven't smoked, drank. We're actually approaching 100 clean days in like the next couple days. I don't know if I think tomorrow or today is 99, something like that. So tomorrow might be 100, or technically today is 100 if because it's Sunday, but whatever. Yeah, we're staying with the program. I've been meditating every day, basically, and tanning, combined with it, and every weekday is actually how it's worked. My YouTube queue is good and updated to like the end of March, and I have a lot more, I have a lot of stuff that's ready to go into the YouTube queue on Twitch, basically. So the YouTube queue goes back down to the 29th of March right now. And then we have probably, maybe 10 or 15 more ready to go on Twitch. So excited about that. I'm getting there was like a lull in there where I wasn't getting any views, and then now I'm like getting more views again. So I don't know. Well, I already took a break once, and that didn't seem to make a huge difference. So I kind of left it alone. Just a fun fact, my music YouTube, without doing anything, randomly got a couple subscribers, which is, it's like, oh, okay. And I was thinking about this, like, when I was in Tampa, and everything was going to shit last year, is actually when I gained like 60 something subscribers or more. I think it was 60 something subscribers just randomly. I wasn't even, I was still trying to post, but there was a lull, and that's why I was confused. I was like, is it because I'm not posting that this is happening? But I think it might be something a little bit more different than that, which is either the season or the fact that it's an energetic spiritual thing, is how I'll put it. So I've been doing my sessions. It's been like, I want to say like an average of 3 hours. There was one day where I did 2. I'm 100% going to add that to my habit bowl as a daily requirement to fulfill. I added a counter. I know the day that I started, which was March 14th. So we're like 9 or so days in with having consistency with that. And the mentality is a little bit different than it was before, I think. And it's very similar to like prayer. when it comes to your like people's relationship with God. You don't want to wait until you need it to start doing it. Feel me? It's something that it's like an upkeep. It's an exercise. It's a chore. It's a, it's something that you have to maintain. And it's a little bit confusing because you can, like one like really good session could really set things like the power of it, in just one, good thing, can just it feels like it's enough, but yeah, it's something that I need to be doing every single day. So we're 100% going to add that to the daily checklist. I've been streaming as well. I think right now, the way that like the setup, we want the setup to go, it's something like, whenever you wake up, whenever you do your 2 hour session, and then meditate, and then handle whatever business slash stream for as long as possible, and then do your sets in between, and then session, and then journal. 2 hour session, journal. So that's just kind of how the math is working out. I pushed back Hold My Hand Wholesale some more, so we're gonna go ahead and the earliest that I'm gonna bring that up again is gonna be at the next new moon, which is I believe like the 7th or something like that of April, but probably not. Just being honest, because there is a number of things that need to be handled in April. School is gonna start at the end of April, so I need to get myself enrolled in school. I need to get we're gonna go for funding. We're going to make sure the LLC gets renewed, make sure the website gets renewed. So that costs money, and we don't want to spend too much money at once, basically. And it requires me to have prop stream, so it's really $120 a month instead of $20 a month. So that was really the kicker for me. Once I realized, like, oh, I'm probably going to need to spend $100 a month on this, and I need to be kind of focused. If I'm going to do it, I need to do it whole ass, So right now, I'm kind of looking at it like a backup plan, like the ideal situation is that we get funding, and we get an enormous amount of funding. We get the ideal amount of funding, more than $100,000 of interest-free funding. If we get that, the ball is rolling. We are on and popping. You know what I mean? And then we're really just like living the life. We could just stream, do session, do school. We can do the wholesaling thing on the side if we want to, but probably not. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. That's more of like I need motivation to want to actually do that. So it's kind of more of a backup plan. If the funding thing doesn't go all the way I wanted it to, or just doesn't go at all, at that point we could switch into school and Hold My Hand Wholesale, and I would have the motivation. So okay, well, I need, it's like I'm not gonna think in the next month or so I might get $100,000 or more just from an application. So that's kind of how that's gonna go. I mentioned that. Yeah, I mentioned streaming. Yeah, it's like a 4-hour stream seems to be like the good number. But I would like to do more. But yeah, like you could probably squeeze a 4-hour stream in most days. So it's like 4-hour session for whatchamacallit, and then you have 8 more hours for whatever, You got your lunch in there, that kind of stuff. But in those streaming, I've gotten myself to 3200 Protoss and Diamond rank 4 Duelist, which is the highest I've ever been. I've had some really nice games today, actually. I was just like really fun, really back and forth, even games that I didn't win them all, but it's like, wow, this is really interesting how this is how competitive this is. So yeah, that's kind of the daily things. So I guess I'll go more into like the bullet points of what happened this week. So I mentioned the arbitration thing. There was a motion to dismiss that I had overlooked that Chase put in. So I had to kind of read it and work with ChatGPT and come up with a response, a strategy. How am I going to approach that? And I'm really happy with what I wrote. But I did have to shift because what they said was true. Their defense was pointing out certain things about how my basically there was a limitation on liability, and there was no private, recourse, private action, cause of action, blah 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 blah. Don't want to get into the weeds about it, but I basically just pivoted a breach of contract and fraudulent inducement, which is not a hard thing to pivot to. It's like, well, no, this is all relevant because of this. I thought it was stupid at first, but then it was like, okay, no, this is actually something you can say. It's just the fact that it's like, okay, so you're not even really disputing that this happened yet. You're just saying that I can't sue you, is what they were basically saying. Like, this isn't the place to do this or whatever. And I'm like, bro, I'm suing you. Like, I'm not, stop playing games. So, that, and then Discover sent a crazy ass, seems like a very like a general vague response that they just do to all the arbitration. Like, literally, there was so many irrelevant points in there that it was like, oh, this is just what they say. This is just their response to everything. Like, which is crazy because it's like they already do that in the to like CFPB complaints and to disputes of information. They do that now. They're doing it in being sued. You know what I'm saying? Like, the lawyers, to be able to, like, there's all types of spelling errors and shit. They're swamped, and the only way that they can even have a chance at making it a fight is to, make it monetarily sane, and to make it make any type of sense. I'm sure they have to spend zero time on the on as much of the case as possible. They're not really trying to read shit. They're not really trying to work on shit. Because their time costs money, and the amount in dispute is not worth it. But they're trying to, it's a bunch of bullshit. But anyway, their response is crazy. But I prepared some. It wasn't necessary for me to respond. The other one I needed to respond to, so I did respond, and I did a beautiful job of that. But then Discover soon after said something with a bunch of bullet points, and theirs is also true. But it's funny because the one that I just got with Chase prepares me for this one. And then I read some responses to CFPB complaints, and it turns out that Mohela and what's the other one? Midland have made the same fatal error that the other two made. They just took a little bit longer to do it, which is feigning powerlessness to, and basically acting as if they are legally obligated to report when they're not. So if I have success with these suits, then they'll be next. There's only one more left after that. So I'm very excited about it. It's a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I received that mail, when I received the first letter, it got me hyped up. I needed to go for a walk and shit. But once I looked at it, I was able to kind of settle down and come up with a response. I don't know what's going to come next. There's a bunch of fucking case law and crazy shit that they're doing. I'm like, bro, I am not reading all your fucking case law. I'm not, like, that's not going to happen. This is wrong. This is not, the law says, we don't need to go. So I read the laws. I'm like, okay, I see what you're saying, and I will pivot and change, and we'll be straight. And then, using ChatGPT, whatever. Rereading it over and over and over again, that kind of thing. So we're good now. I kind of realized after the fact that I didn't need to pay the arbitration fee because I probably could have gotten a waiver. I did not realize that. It's good for the future to know, but it would be nice to have $200 more. I mean, I wouldn't have had to take out the cash advance if I had that. So that's a little bit unfortunate, and I mean, I'm going to try to do it in post, but I have a feeling they're not going to refund me that, which is unfortunate. But that being said, I move forward with FIT and I move forward with USF. USF is asking me about my criminal history, and basically I had to give them some documentation about whatever. If they ask me for anything else, I'm just gonna say forget it, fuck it. I don't even really care. Like, honestly, the idea of going there is they were my second choice anyway, and then the whole using it as a way to be housed is seemingly less and less appealing now that I have the plan of what I would do if I needed to be housed, or if housing became an issue. So it's I think I prefer to be free, to be able to move around, which means going online. And then this is a familiar thing, and I've gotten refunds from them before, so I feel like I could probably get that, swing it again. So I'm like, whatever, if you ask me for anything more, just forget about it. I don't care. But if they accept me, then we have something to think about. But as of right now, I'm just moving forward with FIT because I was told and I remembered that you can just kind of unenroll at the last minute, basically, and not have anything to worry about. But yeah, I moved forward with them. I log into my pause account, and it looks the same as it did years ago, and it's nice. It was kind of nice to look at all the, the inside of the old, the old portal. Good memories because it was just a good time when I was in there. So I looked in and I saw that I had a balance of $400 something in there. So that's good, right? I don't know why they haven't given me that. And maybe they will, who knows? So, let me see what else. I planted my sunflower, my sunflowers. So I have the sunflower that I did not know that sunflowers grew to be 7 or to 12 feet. I did not know that that's how that worked. So, and also, I mean, I have a gazillion seeds. So, I kind of just plan on having some sunflowers in a windowsill kind of thing. But I'm not gonna neglect the fucking plant. So, I went ahead and germinated 10 seeds, or started the germination process last week, about a week ago. I think it was Sunday. And the plan is to get the biodegradable pots to transition them into, take care of them, and then get enough soil to put them, give them like a good foot of space in the backyard. That's the plan right now. And then do them in rounds. They're already doing fantastic. Like, literally, I think in the last day, they just went ham. Like, I wasn't seeing anything happen. I was a little bit concerned, and then like I started seeing some. All right, I'm like starting to see some green stem shit, and then I looked at it today. I was like, damn, that's like inches long, and it's only been 7 days. So they're almost kind of outpacing me, because I was like, kind of, I'm not in a rush. But I just have to. There's just an extra side project that I have to kind of pay attention to, and I'm not trying to fuck it up. But I have more seeds than I need, and so it's like I just want to do my best. I just want to do my best. So TSC, Trade Line Supply Company, they took their money. So we are, and they processed everything. My form, I got my email and everything, so we're just waiting. We're literally like 2 to 3 weeks away. It's not that long before we're gonna see what kind of effect it has, and we're gonna be taking our happy asses to Tampa to see homegirl, and and everything. So it's gonna be fantastic. Let me see what else. I've re-listened to Remedy multiple times, and I'm liking it. Every time I listen to it, I'm like, dog, this don't need a motherfuck thing. You know what I mean? I listen to it on my phone. I listen to it on my headphones, like my big headphones, my earbuds. I haven't listened to it on like the speakers in the living room, but I will be doing that soon. But as of right now, there's like one song that's questionable right now that I might take off, called Arson. Beat's crazy though. And then Rehab may get re-recorded because it's like the first song, and it's like blatantly kind of dirty, you know what I mean? Like, it's rough. It doesn't have there's a distracting amount of noise, I'll put it like that. And then I have to fix El Capitan, because I knew when I recorded it that it was low, like the vocals were low. It's literally, the solution is probably lower the beat and then raise the master, and that's really it. And then I'm considering trying to mix it, because I can. But the way I'm looking at it now, it's like I'm not re-recording shit except Rehab. And then the mix is probably going to be a light mix. And then it's like I'm just trying to not fuck it up. It's good. I think it's good enough how it is. We could spruce it up a little bit. It's not going to change. It's not going to change the universe. Whatever mixing I do. I had a nice talk with my brother and my mom. I got some news about the cousin that fucked me over, which I just have to be honest and say that I'm not upset to hear, which is that he is no longer staying in his apartment, and he's living with his girlfriend's parents, and doesn't have a job anymore, which is something that I fully expected to happen. You know what I mean? And I mean, the thing is that he did me so dirty that I'm just being honest. I have a hard time not taking pleasure in that stuff happening to him, which is unfortunate. And I know it's bad, and I don't want that to be the case, but it's just the God's honest truth. And I would be lying. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't rejoice or feel a little bit better that was going on. Not celebrating shamelessly. I'm just saying that if I'm being honest about it, my knee-jerk gut reaction to that news, that's what I felt. So that's about it, right? The main thing that the first thing I wrote down in this on these notes is God, friend. The reason I wrote that down is because, like, your boy feels closer to God. I mentioned before how, sessions are something that you need to kind of upkeep, and you don't want to need to do. It's kind of like that. I genuinely feel the presence of God. I genuinely feel close to God. I genuinely feel love for myself and for my fellow man. And I feel as though I understand things in a different way as a result of, this last week or so. And it has been deepening. And the only barrier was fear. There's fear and shame. I don't know about shame, but fear and yeah, mostly just fucking fear. Like, there's just, yeah, man. I have to have confidence in the fact that I'm a good person, and then, try to be better, try to improve, obviously. But it's like, it's just very recently there was a level of, because of how things happened, how things went down, doubt about my spirituality, and then that just all went away. It just all, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know why necessarily. I can't. It just was something that I realized was it was self-imposed. It's a learned behavior from other stuff. Like I mentioned, I was thinking to myself, like, I have been raised a Christian my entire life. I know the Bible. I know, I was saved when I was like 3 years old. I've been baptized twice. And I have a healthy fear of God, and I want to do good. I like to think of myself as a good person. So things that I've done, I question it and I think about it. I bring it to the word, basically, to what is in the Bible, and I cross-reference it, and I see what's going on, and I've gotten to the point now where basically it's too complicated. It's too complicated. You know what I mean? Like, there's the issue is that there's this feeling of fear and shame, right? Because you're afraid of the devil, and you're well, I'll turn around. As I said that, a fucking black rabbit fucking crossed my path. And yeah, whatever. Basically, all that shit, I've had the mentality before when I was younger. It's like, bro, I'm so protected. I'm so good. God loves me so much. I'm so good with God. Ain't nothing could fuck with me, man. and people focus too much on that other shit. It causes them to have fear. That causes them that in and of itself is not having faith, and that in and of itself is, you know what I'm saying? And it's not that complicated. It's not that complicated. You feel me? Like, and it's, yeah, people have good intentions get caught up in that stuff, right? And whereas people with not necessarily bad intentions, but not as good intentions, like more selfish intentions, don't have those hangups because yeah, exactly, they're just not as timid and whatever. So as a result, they move with the confidence and they have faith that someone who is, you know, trying to walk on eggshells and be, you know, and is fearful of God, they're moving wrong as a result of misinformation and a misunderstanding. And I understand why they would get there. I've been there myself, but I can say now that where I am with it now is basically, Jesus, man, is basically, speaking of that, I am a follower of Jesus. It is that simple. Jesus, who I 100% know was a real man, who I 100% know died, who was God, and, you know, died on a cross and was resurrected. Fulfilling the entire Bible. Even him, he said stuff that was contrary to what other people in the whole religious people, the whole thing. He was killed by religious people. You understand? So they called him a magician. All types of crazy shit. All right. So the point is, that's who I answer to. That's who I unequivocally have faith in, and I know and understand fully that story, right? So there's a lot of other stuff in the Bible that has use, but Jesus is the, like, Christianity, and Jesus is it's kind of it's what it boils down to, basically. So like being focused on Jesus, that's how it kind of started. It's like, Jesus is my example as a man of how to live. That's what Jesus is. I am a follower of Jesus. If he is a guru, he is my guru, basically. You know? So trying to be like him, basically. So that's where it starts, and then it's like all the I don't even know how to explain. It's just literally not having fear. Period. You know what I mean? It's like, and then that just, once getting past that barrier has led to a fullness of love and expression of love, and I mean, it's a conglomeration of a ton of different things, and I can't take credit for any of it, really, because some of it came from that same cousin me thinking about that conversation that we had. I actually think about it regularly. You know, what he was talking about. The problem with my contribution to that conversation was in towards him, because he is basically, I don't even want to get into all that, but so yeah, it's the first thing I wrote down on here is God, because your boy is just basking in it right now. Absolutely enjoying my understanding, and really embracing where I'm going with it. And yeah, it's pretty amazing. So I need to make a Truist deposit. I need to return stuff / get on top of my money situation. So I need to not be in the red, basically, which is like, I think I need like $100. And then I need to enroll in Florida Tech and figure out what the refund is going to be. Also, I need to see about pushing back the refresh date for NAV because it refreshes automatically. That's my personal and business credit. And I want it to have the most up-to-date information when the trade line reports. So once the trade line reports, I'd like to be able to refresh it myself, all three, on business and on personal. And then I'm also going to check my FICO with some free FICO checker thing. I think my FICO is one of them. I think Experian has it. So that's what needs to happen this next week. I'm trying not to ramble too much. I already kind of did. But I actually think I did that pretty succinctly. The whole session thing is just it's changing the game, bro. And I say the session thing is it's not even that. I'm entering into a mode. Something is happening with me lately that that I am very grateful for, very happy about. And it's something that is going to I don't know why I can't talk about this. You feel me? I feel like you'll get it. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that I need to explain. It's something that you can kind of just tell by how I'm carrying myself and how I'm doing certain things. Like for instance, like this whole Truist deposit thing or getting on top of the funds thing. There's a level of lackadaisicalness that I didn't have in the last couple of weeks or month. Like that is not. It's not even. It's not that serious, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not. If I have faith about this situation, that's why we're not doing home and hand wholesale. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a panic. First and foremost, it's like we have a backup plan, so we can feel real good. When we're in session, we can meditate. We could take our time and move real swiftly and real nicely, right? Because we have this plan coming up where it's like, all right, funding. If that doesn't work, and it is gonna work, then we have a wonderful backup plan, which is just going to school, and there's money coming from that, and then there's also money coming. Wait, hold on. There's going back to school, and then there's the home and hand wholesale. So it's like a perfect fallback plan, because at that point I will have a little bit more ants in my pants to wanna make moves and blah 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 blah. I don't think that's gonna happen. To be honest with you, I think what's gonna happen is I'm gonna get a very large sum of money, and I'll probably still go to school. But I don't see myself having to do all that, but it's there. So, and then further than that is just security, or plasma security, guard card, all that jazz. So, what I have is an immense amount of peace. What I have is confidence, and this spiritual aspect of it. I'm not trying to take away from what I've been doing, but I'm just saying where I was going with the whole, like, doing the home and hand wholesale and all that stuff, and just like, I don't know. It's just it was an empty thing. And now it's like, I just remember It's not even just remember, bro, because it's been different. But I'll say remember the 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 power that I hold, and the grace, and also, like, the ask and you shall receive nature of things, the faith the size of a mustard seed can move a mountain. You know what I mean? And, like, you know the not worrying in Matthew, all that stuff, all the spiritual meditation shit that I learned, combined with the things that, the recent evolution of the spiritual practice, all of these things together is a really beautiful thing, you know. And literally, like, in the next month or so, things can shift immensely. You know what I mean? And I want to kind of give myself the opportunity to believe that it's gonna happen and move like it's gonna happen, and even just the belief that it's gonna happen is a huge, like, victory. It's a huge, like, mental or spiritual vacation, if you want to call it that, at the very least. And then when it actually happens, it's going to make it all the more sweeter. It's going to make it, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like I can't imagine, I can't move, like, I can't force myself to do more and move differently, move like my life depends on it. I need to choose. I need to make a decision about, it's like, are we entering into a new era or not? It's like, I actually have to, it's a decision I need to make, you know what I mean? It's similar to what I was talking about last week with the Duelist game. It's like, there's the best move and there's what you want to do. And I'm saying, it's like, are we doing this or not? You know what I mean? So I can't like be making cold calls on wholesale and shit like that, and then also, preparing. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, like, preparing the mixtape and all that shit. It's like, bro, I'm right, as of right now, I'm preparing. I mean, I have my ducks in a row. I mean, what I'm saying, I'm not like betting it all on it, but I'm putting my chest and my I'm facing the sun. You understand? I'm putting myself. I'm making myself spotlight ready. I'm putting myself on Front Street. You know what I mean? And it's like, if it doesn't work, we're prepared for that. But I can't. I mean, that's the most I can do. I can't also, at the same time, like, I don't know. I guess I could, but it feels better not to. So that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah. That being said, we gotta take care of the sunflower. Work on remedy. Get on top of the money situation. Deposit in a Truist. Enroll in FIT and calculate the refund. Keep doing our sessions. Keep streaming and stay with the program. I love you. It's been a pleasure. Talk to you soon.